I was crying so much. Daisy Ridley reveals the cleaner scene that made her break down.
Oh no.
These movies she's made post Star Wars are not great.
Might want to blow that one up.
Oh, I will do that. I will blow it up a little bit more here. Okay. Get down here. Daisy Ridley stars in Martin Campbell's action thriller Cleaner about a deadly hostage situation in London led by climate change activists. So here you go. And let's get to the quote from her. So she says, this is from Collider. Joey listens to a lot of music when she's up there cleaning. Were there any songs that helped you into the mind space? It was so awful. I'm a bit jet lagged, and I now can't remember the band name on her t-shirt. But the band name on her t-shirt, I listen to them a lot to get that rocky feeling. I've talked about this before. She said there's so much nuance to it regarding the brother-sister relationship at the heart of the cleaner. So, and she goes on to say, it was interesting because I've spoken to a few people who have that particular dynamic too. Someone who is neurodivergent and someone who is neurotypical. And I did really want to honor that between siblings. Of course, Joey and Michael had a really difficult upbringing, but Joey is able to live an independent life. She goes on, look, these movies she's made post Star Wars, none of them have been good. Not a single one. I mean, I got another story here. Let's look at this. Another one here.
Let's see what she's done since.
Here's her 10 best roles outside of Star Wars. I can list two. Young Woman and the Sea and Cleaner. But here's Daisy Ridley's 10 best roles outside of Star Wars. Do you want to hear what they are?
Yes.
Only 10 movies she's made. Let's go to it. Right? Chaos Walking. She played Viola. Okay, never heard of it. Never heard of that movie. Peter Rabbit. She's in Peter Rabbit. She plays Cottontail. Didn't know that. The Marsh King's Daughter. Forgettable. You know that movie, Alan?
Didn't see it, no.
Murder on the Orient Express. She has a bit part in that, is Miss Mary Debenham. She was also the inventor in She was in The Inventor. She played Marguerite. I saw that movie. It's a stop motion animated film. I saw it. It was actually very good. I didn't know she was in it. Magpie, which we reviewed that recently. That's the movie through her production company.
Yeah, barely. I don't even remember it.
She plays Annette. Do you remember any of these movies?
I don't remember it. I mean, I know the title Magpie. Couldn't tell you a thing about it.
Ophelia. She was Ophelia in Ophelia. That was years ago.
Yeah, that was priest. No, it was Last Jedi. Just after Last Jedi.
Yeah. And then Only Yesterday, she's done a lot of voice work. Mm-hmm. She's no Mark Hamill. She was Only Yesterday, she played Tycho. Ridley's strongest voice acting role was in a Studio Ghibli classic. Well, there you go.
Didn't see it.
Sometimes I think about dying. She played Fran. Does anyone know these movies? Anyone? And the number one movie of her 10 memorable roles was Young Woman and the Sea. She played Trudy Ederle. And I did see Young Woman.
Yes.
Alan, what do you think of this? These are not bangers, these movies. And Cleaner is not going to get any... I mean, these are all kind of forgettable films.
I mean, that's the thing about the Cleaner and action movies. You're not seeing it for the plot. You're seeing it for the star. And that's why I say, Stallone could draw an audience. Schwarzenegger could draw an audience. Bruce Willis could draw an audience, especially for an action movie. Daisy Ridley is not in that position. And it's, you know, maybe if she was more popular, if she had done more movies like that, she had built a reputation outside of Ray, we might be more inclined, but she hasn't. And look, she's, she made a movie that she underestimated people wanted to see or would go out of their way to see. Because let's be frank, The Cleaner is a movie that you would only see because Daisy Ridley is in it, not by its plot, not by anything.
Well, what's funny, this story from Screen Rant, Daisy Ridley's 10 best roles outside of Star Wars, they were scraping the bottom of the barrel to find 10 things she was in.
Well, the fact that half of them were voiceover roles.
Half of them were voice acting. Give me a break. Oh my God. I think if they're going to make a new Star Wars starring her, that doesn't have Harrison Ford in it, doesn't have anyone, she would be the biggest star of that movie. I don't think it'll do well.
Yeah, and the more time that goes by, the more we forget about Ray, and any good feelings you had toward Ray slowly diminishes the longer this movie takes to come out.
Here, I want to share another story here. This is Daisy Ridley's Star Wars, quality versus quickness. If you could read this story, Alan.
Hold on, now I gotta pull it up here.
Pull it up if you would. I'll get to the headline here.
Yeah, I got it.
It's Daisy Ridley talks the physical toll of Cleaner, and this is from the Hollywood Reporter, and quality over quickness for her next Star Wars movie. There's a quote in here. What's funny is she's doing the press tour for Cleaner, and everyone's asking her about Star Wars. You could probably just go to the quote.
Yeah, let me find it here. So The Cleaner was directed by one of the Bond directors, I think. But then she talks about here it is. People have talked a lot about it, that the release date often affects films and how quickly things go into productions. So the freedom to make sure that this New Jedi Order script is the best way to tell the story is wonderful. I don't think any fans would want it to be rushed, Ridley said. The wait will be worth it. I know George Nolfi is working on it, and he is a phenomenal writer. I'm really looking forward to reading it, and yes, it'll all be worthwhile. She's basically saying, look, time over quality. You want a good movie, it's going to take time. And that's my gut tells me she's covering for Disney right now.
Yeah, I actually happen to think that
it's not happening.
It's not ever going to happen. And the reason she got that role in Young Woman and the Sea, that was a Disney movie. They're trying to keep her on the payroll to get to Star Wars, because the money she's being offered for Star Wars, that doesn't happen unless they make the movie. And like we were talking earlier in the show from Brady Corbet, not getting, actors got to get paid. They get paid when they work. So they got to keep her on the payroll.
Right. But the thing is, they are, if you're right, they're literally investing money in this actress, in Daisy Ridley. And is that the right bet?
Well, again, I think her post Star Wars career is about as successful as Mark Hamill in the 80s. It just a lot of forgettable projects.
Corvette Summer.